Thanks for joining me, and thank you also for all of my new YouTube family. So I am so excited because I would like to tell you guys again about another commonly asked questions that my clients like to come to me about. And people always say, what is the difference between an LLC and a C-Corp? Okay, all right, so here we go. All right, so LLC is a legal structured entity that helps protect your personal assets. It's more like it's set up and structured so that you can operate as a legal entity and not as a sole proprietor, and protect you from any type of legal actions or anything like that. All right, so I'm gonna be using my iPad today, you guys, so I got some notes in here. But for a lot of my business owners, right, that are looking to who's making money. So if you knew, I'm gonna also say this. When I started out, which I don't recommend doing this, but if you have to, it's cheaper, it's low cost, it's conducive for your finances. If you want to start off as a DBA, and then it's doing business as and whatever your business name, so it'll be your name, doing business as, and then your name, the business, whatever business name you want to use, you'll be operating as like a sole proprietor. I don't recommend doing this if you have any inclination that you think you might want to do something bigger. If it's just a side hustle, then hey, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the reason why I didn't do an LLC. I didn't do an LLC because I wanted to take advantage of all the tax benefits that I could possibly get. So let me tell you one of the biggest things that LLCs don't offer. So it's called fringe benefits. Let me just write this on the board. Fringe benefits. LLCs does not provide fringe benefits. Fringe benefits is things like a company car. If you ever seen corporate America, people are like, oh, I'm driving a company car, or I have a company expense credit card. Those benefits does not apply to LLC. So an LLC cannot get that. Another thing too, like I have some people that come to me and say, oh, I want an LLC, but I want to be the CEO. LLCs, you are not a CEO. You're called a manager or a managed member, okay? And anybody that's on the LLC is an owner and help manage the LLC. So I'm not gonna say don't, it's just whatever's conducive for whatever type of business that you're structuring. So C-Corp offer fringe benefits. Fringe benefits, again, is like company car, business expense card, credit cards, trying to think of some other stuff, meals, different type of insurance plans. I just thought of something. I'm gonna tell you some things that I did, right? So most people, and I have a lot of people who go in business and don't take advantage of all the good stuff. So one of the things that I did was I did not opt for an LLC. I wanted all my tax benefits. I wanted to write off everything. So I have a company car. I write all that off. I have a company credit card. So when I pay that bill, I write all that off. I have where I take my clients on lunches. I don't get 50%. So when you get ready to do your taxes, it just depends on how you do this. You'll see on your Schedule C, you're either allowed to write off. It just depends on what type of business. Some companies or industries, you can write off up to 50% of your meal. So if you spend $30, you can only write off $15. And then some companies allow you to write off 80%. Well, fringe benefits, if you take your client out to eat, you get to write off 100%. And then I'm sorry, some companies also get to write off 100% of their meals as a business expense. Another fringe benefits is, like, I have a client who has, I think, Aflac or some type of side insurance or whatever, and he wanted to write this off for himself. He can't. He can actually write it off on his personal side, but can't write it off on his business. Well, I did insurance up under my business and did a group plan through an insurance company, and it's for me and my staff. So my staff includes my children. So you hire your children if you have some. It includes my children and anybody else, and I offer it to any of my other employees that works up under me, whether they want to. And so I pay for their coverage, and when I say 100% is written off. So LLCs don't offer fringe benefits. A lot of my clients come to me and want to completely write off all of their meals, want to completely write off their the biggest one I can tell you right now. This car, let me tell you, if you have a car note and you using it for your business and you paying your car note and it's in your name, you cannot, let me say this one more time, you cannot pay for that out your business account. Technically, what you will have to do, a trick of the trade to get around that, is write yourself a check. And when I say a check, create a paper trail. Write yourself a check to yourself, and you know how sometimes they had a little memo thingy-majig? You could put owner's draw there. So you write the check out to yourself, or you could just put a payroll, whatever you want to do. Cash this check, put it into a personal account, then pay for your car. Now, if the car is in your company name, guess what you get to do? Just pay for it out your business account. So, like, let me tell you, I was buying some real estate one time, and they was going through my finances and was asking me all these questions. They was like, oh, you got a car? Because I co-signed for a car for my company. He was like, you have a car, we have to count this part of your debt to income ratio. I said, no, you can't. And it was like, why we can't? I said, because that's a company car. I said, that if I showed them my registration. I said, this is in my company's name. So they say, well, show us proof that you're paying for this out your business account. Let me tell you, every car note was being paid out of my business account. And guess what? They could not count that on my personal debt to income ratio for what I wanted to do. So corporations, I'm gonna say this, a lot of people don't like doing corporations because it's a little bit more financial work. Like, it's 2 different tax returns. You have to file your tax return and then file your corporate tax returns. You have to operate your business account separate from your personal account. You can't intermingle your finances. And some people feel like that's too much work. Whereas the LLC, you can kind of get away with a little bit of that. But you're missing out on a lot of tax benefits, like a lot. And the cool thing I love about corporations is you can make $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year. Find every way possible legally to create business expenses, right? The only thing you paying taxes for at the very end is whatever left over, that bottom line. So if after all you paid, let's just say you had $180,000 worth of income, and at the end of the year it's saying you only had $2,000, that was your net income, guess what? That's all you have to pay taxes in the corporate. And I think the tax rate on that is, 21% of $2,000. What is that? What, about $200? $215? So that's the benefit. Whereas with the LLC, all the financial money that the business make run through you, and it's reported on a Schedule C. A company C-Corp or S-Corp is reported on its own tax return. So those are the benefits. Those are the benefits. And that's why I recommend a lot of people, if they really in their business, and I really ask this question, like, is this a hustle? This is your heart? This is what you want to do? If it's not, then hey, I'm gonna show you some ways that you can still set up your business, make money, and not have to be strenuous or extra and all of that. And I can tell you this, one of the biggest things that I feel like that really affects people when they go into business is not investing in or utilizing somebody that can help them, instead of just starting a business on the IRS 2 and 3 years in, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, all on the fact that because you did not know. So ask questions, research, find out, get an accountant, a CPA, somebody. To me, I'd rather pay $1,000 to a CPA to tell me what not to do one time than to have to pay the IRS every year $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. How do you think people like Donald Trump and all these other multimillionaires able to make money? They watch their numbers and then they invest and they seek financial help or an advisor or somebody that'll show them everything that they can implement. So I'm gonna tell you this quick little testimony. Y'all know I like to do my little testimonials. So I had this client come to me. He went to this tax lady and he owned a business. I think he made about like 250 grand. And they said, oh, you owe $6,000. He was like, oh no, I can't pay $6,000. So you know what he did? He called up a friend and it was like, hey, call Patricia. So I told him after, I normally do an interview, consulted with him or whatever. And there were things that he was not reporting. So I think the number one thing, I see people, how they owe the IRS. No lie. No bookkeeping. Let me tell you. Okay, for all my people who like to spend money on cars and grills and everything else, but you won't take $200 or $300 and pay a CPA, a bookkeeper, or somebody to watch over your finances and tell you what you're doing, this is how you owe the IRS $5,000 or $6,000. The average bookkeeper, CPA, or any tax attorney will tell you things or expenses that apply to your business that you're not aware of, that you can write off. So at the end of the day, it increase your expenses and then decrease your tax implications that you owe at the end of the year. That's the number one killer. The thing is, he didn't have all his expenses together. And I said, did you pay for this? Did you pay for this? Oh, I did. How much you spent on this? Show me this, show me this, show me that. By the time I got done, he owed the IRS $150, no lie. All because he guessing. Stop guessing with your numbers. You know what I also see? People don't know how you in business and don't know how much money you making a year or a month or a week or a day. Put some type of system in place. So that's my next video, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But my next video is I'm gonna show you some tools and some things that I use to help keep me organized. Don't cost me a lot of money, so that I can know what I'm making, what I'm not making, and how to keep everything together so that at the end of the year, I'm not wondering, do I owe the IRS? I know for a fact I'm not gonna owe the IRS. So until next time, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.